Okay, so this is Ringwalk Media in association with Well Ice Therapy. It's fight night over in Oldham. Sadly, we haven't got the English champion Michael Gomez Jr. fighting tonight. Michael, it's good to see you, but we wish you were in the ring tonight.
Yeah, mate, it's a shame, but listen, it is what it is, isn't it? I'm a gutted, yeah, but well, it's not the end of the world, is it, mate? The guy, it wasn't a great fight, was it? It was just a nice. It would have been a 6th round, and someone would have punched holes in. But what would he gained from it apart from a win? Probably nothing. So just look forward to the next thing now.
So what exactly happened? Was you injured or something, or did you?
I snapped my hand in my last fight in the one at the arena, and obviously because of the X-rays and whatnot, the board must have only just found out. And on Wednesday, they said they needed more proof, and it wasn't worth the hassle, mate. 2-3 days before a fight, so we just said no worries, we'll go again.
Fair enough.
So whenever. So that's what now is what it is, mate. It's nothing major. I think my brain scan seems to be alright anyway. So
your brain scan's okay.
Still there, mate. So yeah, just a shame in my hand, but it is what it is, mate.
Well, listen. Last time out, of course, became the English champion. Cracking night over at Manchester Arena. You must have been on cloud 9 that night and just enjoyed every second of it.
The occasion itself, yeah, but performance not really, mate. No, it was pretty poor in terms of I didn't get out of first game, mate. I didn't get going, but it didn't help after 2 rounds. I'd torn the muscle in the left hand and snapped the right hand. So for 8 rounds, and I was just trying to take his head off, mate. I didn't do anything we worked on in the gym. I just wanted to hurt him. And
Marvin. I mean, he's just sat there and said he didn't do anything he worked on in the gym. How do you deal with this man in the gym?
It's hard work, but you know what? For the past 3 years, we've built up a solid bond together. I mean, we've got a good connection and that, and I know every time he gets in the ring, he will deliver and he will come out with that win definitely, because he's got bare talent. He is hard work, but he's worth it.
Listen, do you know what? Everybody was on your side that night. You know, it was a really good night.
Everybody,
They worked.
the fucking 10,000 DMs that I got about pushing somebody over, they wasn't on my side. But listen,
We won't talk about that bit.
yeah, listen, I've said it every time. Whether people like me or hate me, they're gonna watch me. Listen, as long as you watch me, you buy a ticket. You want to buy a ticket and see me get knocked out? Cool. You put money in my pocket. You do that. It doesn't make a difference. People, as long as the people I'm good round and I like me, cool. If you don't, the people that I'm not in my circle don't like me, it ain't gonna change my life. I ain't gonna lose sleep over anybody.
Listen, last weekend, Liam Dillon became British champion. I know that you mentioned he might have swerved you a little bit last time for the English.
I don't know. I can't quote me on this, but I'm sure when I beat Brian Phillips here for the final limit, I'm sure he still had the English title, and then he obviously vacated. But then he went on to get a fight for the British title, so I can't blame him for that, mate, because he wouldn't be in that shoes. But he's got something I want. We both won. I won the area. He won they call it Southern area. We both won the English. He's British champion, and I won it. So, listen, I don't know if he has a mandatory next, but if he's not, I'm sure the board, the people around there should put me forward. And listen, styles perfectly, both similar styles. Just I'm a better fighter, and I'll beat him.
Well, Marvin, I mean, that's a fight made in heaven for Michael and for Lee. I think it's a cracking fight.
Yeah, I think it'd be a brilliant fight. I watched him last week. I'm thinking like Gomez is a far better boxer. I think like if it comes into going to deep waters, I think you know what Gomez can do. He can go into deep waters, so it'd be a cracking fight.
It's more stylistically the way he comes forward. Listen, he's a good fighter. I'm not going to sit here and I think I've done enough of my time of terrorising people, mate. But listen, it's just stylistically, the saying is styles make fights, and some fighters are stylistically made for others. You know, if there's someone who was tricky on the back foot, it'd probably be style be made for them. He comes forward. His defence isn't the best. He throws wide shots instead of straights in the pocket, and we sit in front of each other. I'd just be too much for him in the pocket, and I think he knows that. I think that's why, even though obviously he vacated England for a bigger fight, I think he knew at that time if we would have fought, I'd have beat him.
Well, listen, to be fair to him, last week he did say he was up for anything and he would talk to the team. So let's keep our fingers crossed that.
I could say I'm a millionaire. I don't mean it's true. Listen,
what? You're not a millionaire?
I'm far from it, mate. Listen, I think he's fine. I know he's in the rankings for the Commonwealth somewhere. I know I'm not far behind.
He's mandatory for Commonwealth.
I'm not far behind either. I think we was going to have a final eliminator here, but we couldn't get the right opponent at one point. So I know the board. So listen, if he gets a crack at the even next, then let's get me a crack at the Commonwealth Silver, whatever it's called, just to keep it warm. And then early next year we fight. But listen, next, if that fight can happen in any way, shape or form, London, his backyard, his house, his kitchen, anywhere, I'll fight. I want to be British champion. That's the only belt, mate, I've ever said to anyone. That's all I want to win. I never said I wanted to be a world champion. Never said that, mate. That's the only belt I want. And if that fight happens, I will beat him, mate, by any means necessary. And that's a genuine fact.
That's a fight I think a lot of people would like to see. So we'll keep our fingers crossed, mate.
Hey, mate, for everybody watching, I don't think it could be a boring fight. I don't think he's the best of boxer on the back foot, and neither am I either, mate. I think we both would meet head on, and I think one of us would get hurt, and one of us probably would get stopped down the stretch, and that's exciting for everyone else, isn't it?
Look at the look in his eyes, Marvin.
I know he loves it. He loves a good tear up. Even though he's an excellent boxer and he's got loads of styles in the gym and that. But you know how Gomez is. As soon as that round starts, it's just going forward, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, listen. Obviously not boxing tonight, unluckily, but you've also got 3 guys out this week, and a good couple of debuts, I think.
Yeah. I've got Jason for his debut. I've got Callum for his debut. I've got Charlie's on his 5th fight tonight. Me, unbeaten lad. So yeah, looking to come out with all wins tonight, hopefully.
Well, listen, Michael. As always, it's great to see you. We hope that all is good and that we see you very, very soon.
Hopefully, mate. Listen, I'll be ready whenever the time comes. The man you need to ask, I don't know where he is. The gaffer's in here somewhere. I'm sure we throw that question in later on when you interview him. Let's see what his answer is. But he knows what I want, and I think everyone else knows that is the fight I want next. But listen, he's the champion, so he's the guy that's in demand. He gets to make his own calls.
Well, last message to Liam then.
Listen, mate, he gets to pick, don't he? He gets to fight. But if he picks me, just keep my belt nice and shiny for him, mate, because I'm taking it off him. But listen, he's the champion and he's earned that right. You know, he beat a good ex-GB fighter last week, didn't he? So I can't sit here and say I'm going to do this because he's a good fighter, mate. He deserves to pick what is next for him. But if he gets a mandatory and I get put forward for it to be next, just keep my belt.
I'm not used to this. He's being really calm tonight.
Because nothing's set in stone yet, mate. Listen, if it was done, then it'd be different, mate. But I don't do back and forward. When I see you know what I'm like, mate. It's different. But he won the British title. We've done the same thing in terms of we've come the hard way, both of us. You know, not many fighters have to win the area in the English, mate. These top prospects these days, they get shifted by the promoters, guided to the easy route, don't they? So I've got to credit him because I know what he's been through to have the hard fights. But if it gets made, I'm taking his belt off him. Simple as that.
Tell you what, I'm going to take that because we've got Michael Gomez Jr. crediting another boxer. I mean, that's gold, mate. Listen, it's lovely to see you. Unfortunately, not in the ring tonight, but we're looking forward to what comes next. And I've got a funny feeling, whatever you do, everyone will watch.
That's 1,000,000% the only fact I can ever say, mate, is no matter what happens, people are going to watch. 95% of them want to see me get chinned. But unfortunately, I just keep pulling out the bag and keep upsetting people.
Listen, boys, have a good night tonight, and thanks very much for your time.
Thank you very much, mate. Thank you.
Thank you. Cheers.